go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
26.
Rodgers now to throw. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Here's Rodgers to throw. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. In motion comes the tight end left. Rodgers now on first down. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers, he's going to be sacked. Back at the 24-yard line. T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round, they told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Throwing left side, Watson has it. Touchdown! Christian Watson, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Packers will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The Eagles take over first down at their own 23-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. They find some open field here. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Okay, sometimes your hands get too involved.
Hey, check that, street.
Here's Hurts to throw. Going deep here for Watkins. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. He finds his tight end Goddard. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Right there, Hurts.
Throwing is Hurts. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taking it about the 16. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing is Rodgers. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard, touchdown, Packers. Well, they talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Play action. Here's Hurts. Completes this one to Pickens. And a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Packers continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
Eagles, nothing. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own
25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly.
Back to 60.
On 1st down, Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Head the streak. Head the streak.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
18, 5 years.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
Hurts gets this to Sanders. He's got room at the 30. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders, 64 yards. And the Eagles are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Good defensive call right there, because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit to prevent him from making another catch to his big start.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. But Charles, what a rookie season he had, catching the football over 1,000 yards on the year. And he comes through there with a nice grab.
And we've seen wide receivers in recent years come in and have big years right away. And you think about Justin Jefferson in 2020, 1,400 yards and huge impact on his team and on the league. This guy, he's following his footsteps as an impact guy here in year 1.
Rodgers now on 1st down. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 23 yards, the final tally. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And a tackle there by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Second down and 8.
26.
Here's Rodgers. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 12-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. On third down, here's Jones. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Crosby is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Ready!
Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And attempted a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. He'll look to throw. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to get.
Hurts fumbles it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And from his corner spot, that was James Bradbury on the defensive side.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hey, 626. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
To throw is Rodgers. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Hey, 88.
In motion right is Watkins. Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Hassan Reddick from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. And the Eagles are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over. Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
He's got room at the 30. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just...
Touchdown! Zach Pascal. 28 yards. And the Eagles take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Jones running left. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
We're getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on 3rd down.
26.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves starting to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Hurts throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins, 33 yards. And the Eagles are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Elliott good on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. One quarter remains in this NFC wildcard matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are right back in this football game. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. A nice grab there for a guy coming off a terrific season, one that saw him have over 100 catches.
And when you have that many catches, that means you're a full part of the offense. And let's face it, he's been as good as anyone in the NFL this year. So figures he's going to play a big role in whether his team can advance in the playoffs.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? The ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
He's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Hurts under pressure again, and down he goes again. Devontae Wyatt dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Well, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, and with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're on top.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game, because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got a 2-minute warning to come up. Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's all on the line now, all even in this wild card matchup, maybe their most important drive. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, but it looked like a Packer. Yeah, Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. To throw again on 2nd down, Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach made you say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. They nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
Let's go now. Hey, smash right.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he'll take this one down to the 36. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
They'll go again with Sanders, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. A field goal from this spot would be 51 yards. They'll try to move it closer on 3rd down. Hurts going to give it to Sanders on the option. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 14 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Devondre Campbell, the one who fought his way in there to make the play.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And a short gain here down to the 22. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They run with Sanders off the option, and they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball on the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. This to advance to the divisional round. And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs. And the Eagles season will continue at least one more week